Personal Journal of Euphemia McLaughlin, Assistant Engineer at Imperial Exploration Company. It's been 5 weeks since we have left the familiar walls of Birmingham behind. Weeks of uncertainty, of struggle, of hope. And finally, we have reached the shores. We had 3 deaths so far. Or small price for progress, as IEC called it. I can only hope I am going to avoid their fate. They've claimed there was nothing to fear, that this whole journey of ours was just a precaution. But now, it feels like the weather is changing. And the winter seems inevitable.
A new DLC is coming out for Frostpunk. It's been a while since we played, but I really wanted to jump in and try this out. Now, this DLC comes out on January 21st. Thanks very much to the promoter for providing access to the game a little bit early so we can check it out and have a little bit of fun with it. I did enjoy the core game when we played it, so I'm really looking forward to this DLC, which now gives us a bit of backstory before the winter really hits. This is called The Last Autumn. We cross the rough northern seas to reach Site 113, where we're to build the greatest marvel of technology, a generator. Your crew, lured by the promise of a steady job and eager to leave the work riots and bread queues behind, are somewhat taken aback by the sight of the desolate landscape surrounding the site. They were told not to ask for details, and there's no turning back now. There's no consensus why this contract is such a high priority, considering the deteriorating situation of the Empire, but your superiors are clear. This is the most important job of your life. So this DLC is actually supposed to be really challenging. They did recommend that it's possible to turn it down to easy mode. I'm going to try it on regular mode first and see how things play out. We may end up crashing and burning initially, but I am going to try it again. We got to kind of get our feet wet a little bit with what this DLC is going to need. Basic facilities. Before you start building the generator, you have to set up the basic supply infrastructure. This means building the docks and gathering the resources, piling up by them. Okay, so you'll also need rod food sorts, the fishing harbor, or a forager's camp set up by food source on the planet. So, if you haven't seen this game before, it's basically like a colony building and management game, but the core part of the game is based on sort of a future dystopian scenario where like another ice age has come along. Now, this DLC happens before the snow, so we can actually see grass and stuff, which is kind of a little weird when we're playing this game. We have 90 people that are homeless, so we're going to need to give them some homes first, and that's going to require a lot of building. Now, in the original core part of the game, you were trying to build close to the generator in order to manage temperatures and stuff to keep your people warm, but obviously, it's plus 10 degrees Celsius right now, which isn't exactly hot, but it's not freezing cold either. So we're going to have to build a little bit farther out. I think I'm going to build... I don't know, I'm going to build living quarters maybe back here. At some point, we're going to want to get to a point where we actually have... we have some like lumber mills and stuff going to chop out some of these trees. We can make a little more space to build in. We're probably going to need a road here too, so we should probably do that. Let's connect it right to the center ring and then all the way out past here for our housing. We can only go out so far, but we'll plan for the road to go out as far as we can. Our people will build that for us nicely. We're going to need a whole lot more tents. Apparently, I need wood. I spent too much wood on roads. All right, that was a bad idea. Hold on. We'll pare back the roads a little bit. Try and recover some of that wood. That'll give us enough to build another tent. We're obviously not going to have enough resources to be able to supply housing for everyone just yet. But there are materials that we can gather. So we've got like steel piles. There's a wood pile here. Let's plan for these to be maxed out. We're going to need resources in both of those. I think resource gathering is going to be probably our first primary need. Before we get into too much. Ooh, we have steam cores over here. There's 3 of them there. Those are coming really handy, but I don't need them just yet. Oh, look, there's an elevator going down the shaft. That's really cool. Let's get everyone focused on resources first. So I have 15 people left available. We're going to get some people in their building. What have we got over here? Oh, these are the stockpiles where we store up the resources. What else is on this thing? Oh, there's a ship down here. A shipwreck, never mind. Oh, and it's 1,000 steel. Well, we can't reach it right now, so I guess at some point we'll get to build out to that. They give us really, really cramped quarters in here to build around this future steam generator. So that's going to be a little challenging. I did notice there's a bit of a path over here, but it doesn't go very far. If we can hollow out some of these trees, that will help, certainly, with a lot of building space. Word of advice, first step. Sir, our employer, the Imperial Exploration Company, has prepared the site for us. Besides digging the enormous shaft for the underground part of the generator, they left some construction materials behind to get us started. We should set up camp and clear the area around the shaft to make space for the construction facilities. Well, I don't disagree. What else is it that we can build here? So we have, for people, we have tents. In health, we can medical posts. Again, we need wood for that. Food for the cookhouse. We have a resource depot and a gathering post. The gathering post, of course, is something that's going to be important for later on. People work here gather from nearby coal piles, wood crates, and steel wreckage. That's interesting, because I don't see any wood crates. We actually have, like, wood piles. And then the workshop, which is going to give access to research, and that is something we're going to want to get relatively early, too. So let's try and speed up time a little bit here so we can try and gather this wood in. All right, that's enough for the workshop. Let's build that right away. I'm going to try and get some research going. Now, there is a little bit of space over here we can build, so maybe if I built something like here, we can connect a roadway to that. Let's do a road in here. Never mind, we don't have the resources. That's not going to work until we get some roads. All right, I've got like 16 wood now. Let's build up a road in here. Try and get this thing connected. That'll do for now. We do want to ultimately extend that out here, but by the looks of it, actually, I didn't really line that up the best. That's all right. They'll get that going. We do need more housing. We have 70 people who still don't have a home, and obviously, we want to keep our people relatively happy. They're going to work better for us if they're at least, you know, somewhat accommodated for. Book of Laws is supposed to be totally different in this one. So we have administration. Just one book of law, I guess, is the only thing we have. So the administration in this one. Last time we had like we had law and we had like faith or whatever. On-site burials, repatriation of bodies, radical treatment, sustain life. Ooh, bathhouse. Bathhouses would protect our people from sickness by promoting cleanliness and healthy habits, and disgusting old people in showers. Nasty. Healthy meals. Oh, that's hearty meals, rather. So even tastier, more nutritious food to motivate our people. Of course, it would require more raw food. Obviously, we can't do that yet. Public house, that'll be really important, because, you know, who doesn't like to drink when they're out in the wilderness? Chapel for, you know, spiritual stuff. All right, good deal. So this is ready. Let's staff this up. Add some new research in. Profiles manufacture allows us to build profiles manufacture and produce structural profiles required to build the generator. I mean, that's going to be important, but I think what I want to do first is faster gathering. Let's get our people working on resources as quick as we can. Try to get the most out of them. Idle hands. As the first workday ends, people start gathering in small groups to chat or play cards. A couple of workers are throwing rocks down the huge central shaft. Deep, ain't it? I think we have to work down there. Out of boredom, or maybe to exercise their fears, more workers join in. Soon rocks start raining down the hole. This might be dangerous, but camp operators are... You know what? I should stop them. I really should, because, you know, they might do that one time when there's somebody actually down there, but I'm going to leave them alone. It's early on. I don't want to get people too unhappy yet. They're already unhappy with the lack of shelter, so, you know, we probably don't want to exacerbate that too much. That's going to need a road, I think. I'm all out of wood again. Wood gathering is going to be super important, I can see. We've got 15 people gathering there and 15 here. Yeah, we got everybody working on gathering right now. Let's speed time up a little bit. Try to get through a night so we can actually get some more stuff built. Down here, I guess we can build docks, and then we can bring in ships with additional supplies, which will come in really handy. I don't have the materials to build that yet. That's something we'll have to get to later. 2 of the homeless people fell ill. Oh man, I really should have focused more on housing initially. People got a cold, sir. A few of our people got a cold from sleeping on the ground. We should provide them with some kind of accommodation, if only because this might impact the efficiency in the long run. Let's provide shelter for everyone. So this is, interestingly enough, by not building these tents fast enough, I gave myself a little mission where I can get a boost to everybody's like motivation and a decrease in discontent just by virtue of doing something I was going to do anyway. So I'm okay with that. Let's build a road here. Alright, maybe not. We don't have the wood. Come on, everybody. Get to work. Just because it's nighttime doesn't mean you stop working. Well, maybe it does. Maybe we should research some. Hopefully there's like some kind of shifts we can schedule for them. In the core part of the game, you can set them up with like longer shifts and stuff, so you can get your people working more, which would be good, I guess. Research stopped. Why is research? Oh, it's nighttime. I guess that would do it. There they go. They're back to work. It'll be done in about 7 hours. It's going to take a little while. We have a small amount of wood now. Let's go ahead and build a connecting road here. It's a shame all the roads have to be built out of wood, but it is what it is, I guess. We need 10 wood to build this thing, so 3 more, we're good to go. 1 more. Perfect. Give me that house. 2 sick people. You know what? I probably should take care of those sick people, too. In health, we have the medical post. It's going to cost 25 wood, so as soon as we can get that wood in, I should build one of those. It's one of those things I should have done early on, but, you know, it's been a while since we played, so I'm a little rusty. Okay, we have our 25 wood. Let's get this medical post built over here. I could put it, like, right into the housing. It's not adjacent to a street, but I guess that would work. Put it, like, right over where everybody lives. Maybe. I don't know if I'm going to have to heat this thing later, though, so I don't know. We'll put it over here. That's going to need road as well. Of which we don't have very much wood. Once we get that built, we can staff it with a couple people here. Let's. It's going to be 4 hours, 2 hours. Come on, people. Build faster. I can't tell if it's actually connected, so I'm going to extend the road just a little bit. Alright, so we got faster gathering of resources. That is going to be really handy. Let's get some more research going here. Alright, so the sawmill is going to cut down trees for us. That'll give us a wood supply, and then also expand on the area where we can build, which would be nice, because it kind of cleans the trees away. Over here we have the docks. Ships bringing basic materials from local sources that are unloaded here. It's going to take 25 wood to build that. Tend to research it. Let's do, let's get the docks going. We'll try and get some ships arriving with supplies. As much as it'd be nice to get a sawmill going, that's just going to take more people anyway. I think we get additional people from the mainland, too. So we have a total of 15 engineers and 75 workers, 15 of which are idle right now. What else can I get them doing here so they're not idle? I guess we can set them over here to gather steam cores. Might as well. They're just idle anyway. This we can max out, so now we've got 5 more of these available. Let's get a second research post going over here. Actually, we've got no. We still don't have enough housing yet. Let's focus on the housing. Too easily distracted by other things. Probably shouldn't do that. In the core game up here, this would be like a storm indicator, so you get a sense of like what's coming weather-wise. Obviously, things are warm right now. We don't really need to worry too much about people freezing, but I wonder if there's going to be an event that comes along. Maybe the actual snowstorm. So maybe we got to build up the generator and get everything set before that storm arrives so we can survive. Build that there. We have 13 wood available, so that should be enough for 1 more tent. So we're going to need at least 1 more tent before we have enough housing for everybody. But they should be gathering stuff a little bit faster, so hopefully we'll get our supplies a little quicker. That'd be novel. We still have 10 people without a home, but at least the 2 sick people are better now. We got them treated. If any more of them fall ill, we do have the medical tent available, so that should help out a little bit. That's a core tutorial, don't need that. Alright, so basic facilities. We need research and build the docks, so we're working on the research for the docks now. Start gathering resources piled up by the docks. And then build and activate the fishing harbor or set up a forager's camp. So that will be sources of food, I gather. And provide shelter for everyone. We're almost there. We got 47 and 57 covered off. We'll hit that next day when we get a little bit more wood in here. One of the homeless people fell ill, but that's okay. We got a medical tent. They can take care of it. Nice part about playing before the snowstorms arrive is it's not nearly as dangerous. Yet, anyway. This is supposed to be a really hard scenario, so I'm curious to see how intense it's going to get. Oh! Hey, look at that! We're out of food rations. We are going to need food for people. Reality check. As camp wakes up under dark rain clouds, the mood among the people turns gloomy. Nobody told us we'd be sent to the end of nowhere, they grumble. There's nothing to do here but work. They're going to stay a while in this remote, cold, and miserable place. If you don't keep their motivation up, the efficiency will suffer. Motivation is going to fall each morning. That's great. Consider signing a law of raising motivation. Well, let's do that. Let's see what we can do. So, obviously, a public house is going to help. Because, you know, people like to drink and all. You're going to build a public house. It doesn't seem to have any negative effects, which is really strange. Because you'd think people will get trashed at the public house and start brawls and stuff. But I guess, you know, that's fine. What else have we got here? We can do on-site burials. Each burial will decrease motivation. You'll have to establish a cemetery. Motivation will fall slightly. But we have no risk of disease. We also do repatriation of the bodies. We'd build a morgue. Preparing bodies for transport costs wood. We'll have to build a morgue. But that won't have a negative effect on motivation the way that burying them on site will. I guess because they just have to keep seeing the bodies. Which is a little better than what we were doing in the core game. I mean, we were throwing them in an ice pit and then chopping them up later for useful materials. Radical treatment or sustained life. Gravely ill will be kept alive but untreated in medical posts. Motivation will rise slightly. Gravely ill will take up beds. Or we can do radical treatment. They'll be treated. About 30% of the gravely ill people will be left as amputees. Discontent will rise slightly. Yeah, that's gruesome. And yet, it will still be handy. Let's go maybe with the bathhouse. Motivation will rise slightly. So that'll help motivation. Let's sign in the bathhouse. We can get people to clean up a little bit. New company rules. You must take a bath. 40 wood and 20 steel. We have plenty of steel, but wood is certainly still a challenge right now. Wait, don't we need to separate the bathhouse? Just what we need after a dark day of work. Well, I'm sorry. I'm not creating separate baths for different types of workers. This is a communal bath. Get over it. The end of the world is coming. You can't really fuss about where you're taking a bath, I don't think. In the core game, the gathering post helped them gather resources quicker. You could set up a gathering post and they'd have a place to keep warm while they're gathering all the materials. But these things just like piled near the ring. I don't know if it has an effect that improves their efficiency in picking these things up or not. I'll have to experiment a little bit with that, I think, and see. So we had 31 wood. Let's build our last tent so finally everybody has a place to sleep. And then under health, we have this fancy bathhouse. We're going to need 40 wood for that. It's going to take a little bit to gather that up. But first priority should probably be feeding people. We haven't got a cookhouse yet, but we will now. Let's put this over here. We can extend the road on this side just a little bit. Make sure that's active. Docks researched. Oh, good. We can build the docks. That's probably going to take a lot of resources, I would think. Basic docks. 25 wood. Everything's about the wood right now. Curious to see whether we'll have to connect the docks by roadway as well, because the way that the building is in this game, it's like concentric rings and stuff. We may not really be able to conducive to connecting the docks. Food and health. Foragers' quarters. Allows us to send foragers who search the wilderness for supplies and set up foragers' camps. Let's do that. We're going to need a source of food. So we'll get a forager thing going. It is actually one of the objectives down here, too. Fishing or foragers. So we'll do the foragers, I guess. 2 people are hungry. That's not good. This is not ready yet. Speed it up. Get to work, people. Nothing needs building. Stuff doesn't build itself. Shelter promise fulfilled. Everyone needs a roof, so we got a motivation rise out of that. Now I got a problem. I didn't focus on food early enough. We're at 24, 25 hungry people. Nobody's starving yet, but everyone in camp is getting hungry. This number is just going to keep jumping up. Oh, we can introduce a new law. Sweet. All right, so food's a problem right now. Maybe we should look at gruel. New recipe, gruel, available in the cookhouse. Oh, that sounds delectable. You can cook gruel instead of full meals to feed more people with the same amount of raw food. It's going to impact motivation and discontent. But we'll sign it anyway, just because, you know, we're going to need it. Engineers are cooking, because that's how it works. And we'll set them on gruel for now. They're going to be ecstatic. But we can turn it off later when we get some more food built up. We'll give them standard meals. They'll get happier again because we're feeding them. But right now we have 90 hungry people. Tomorrow morning, they're going to be really unhappy with me. No one likes waking up with an empty stomach, not having eaten the prior day. Oh, yeah, they're good and happy. Current effect on efficiency is 0%. So if it gets below this line, I think is where it starts to affect our efficiency. Daily loss noticeable. That's great. People are hungry. Well, I know they're hungry, but we'll get them fed, and then they'll be... See, look at that. Look at the meals jump up there. We're all good. Camp life. Septic. You ever heard two workers arguing over the reality of the global cooling? Really believe this is the end of the world? Rubbish. Me, I'm just here for the money. When we're done with this mad scheme, I can move my family out of St. Giles. Well, then you're a fool, because we'll all die when the frost comes. Ain't the truth, sir? Mind your work, lads. So the science say. So the science says, mind your work, lads. Only fools doubt. Let's go with so the science says. Take that. Slight increase in motivation. We're gonna need it. Fortunately, people are eating now, so that's something. Foragers' quarters are researched. That will show up in our food now. But let's go ahead and build the docks, because we have the option. There are 2 spots we can build by the looks of it. Oh, no, there's 3 spots. We can build over here. Over by this fancy ship. We can build here, which I think is probably the best spot. It's a little bit closer. We'll build that there. We're ready for more research in here. I'm going to want to build a second one of these research things, too, I guess. Let's get the sawmill going. That wood is definitely a required supply. Now, this, they finished gathering the steam cores, so we should have workers available now. So we can set this to none and max it out with just regular workers. That'll leave us 10 workers and 5 engineers. Those 5 engineers, we can build another research center. A workshop over here. We'll put them to work so we can get double the research going. That'll be really handy. We're going to have to start building stuff in the central area, too, so we can start to build up this, this generator in the middle, but there's a few buildings we're going to need for that. Foragers' quarters is going to take 35 wood. We have just enough of that now. I don't know that it matters where we place this, but we'll stick it over here next to the cookhouse. It's going to destroy some resources. Just a couple trees there. That's all right. It's not connected to a street, so we need more wood. Always with the more wood. I think I'll put our sawmill over here probably first. We'll try and chop out a chunk over here. We can make some more room. Oop, another stockpile depleted. That gives us more resources. Or sorry, more people, rather. Oh, we're fresh out of steel now, though. That's going to be a problem. Wood pile depleted. People are going to start getting bored. We need to give them things to do. Let's maybe do... Can we do like a second foraging hut here, I guess? We're going to need a fair amount of food. Well, that's cookhouse. That's not what I want. Still need to build this bathhouse. 40 wood and 20 steel for that as well. Roads first, though. Get that ready. This is ready to go. We can max that out. That'll help speed up our research a little bit. We can churn through things a little quicker. We're still building that. Sawmill researched. Nice. Add new research. Okay, so we've done all the basic stuff except for this profiles manufacturer. Which we need to build the generator, so I guess we'll get that going. What's this up here? Go directly to the foragers' quarters to deploy new units. Oh, there we go. 20 wood before we can send that out. Send foragers to search for wilderness for supplies instead of foragers' camps to deliver raw food to the camp. You know what? I thought it was a supply direct food, but... Oh, I was thinking the hunting thing that you have in the new one. Or sorry, in the core game. So, 10 wood to build a sawmill, but we are approaching nighttime, so we're going to run out of opportunities there. The docks are finished. That needs workers. Unfortunately, we have a lot of them available. Let's get them going. We can pass another new law, too, which is good. Let's try to make people happy this time. And we signed in the rule that cocaine pills... Are you kidding me? We could give people cocaine pills with their breakfast to make them work harder. And they might rage a little bit and smash each other, but, you know, they'll be happy while they do it. Theoretically. Public house. Nobody's really sick yet, so I'm not too worried about the radical treatment stuff. Nobody's really dying either. Let's look at a pub, I guess. Hardworking people need to unwind after work in good company with a stiff drink in hand. So we'll sign in the public house there. I think that's a good option. Close this time of day. Pub will remind us at home and help us forget our woes. A pub, just like in London. You could call it the Hole. A double meaning, I'm sure. It's funny, it says they're hungry, but we actually have a lot of food available right now. Alright, so we need to build a public house. We still need to build a bathhouse. We have a declining amount of time. 2 days left to be able to do that. We haven't started gathering resource piles by the docks yet, but we have assigned workers, so I guess when the first ship comes in with supplies, we'll have that. And then we've got our foragers thing built. Well, it's not exactly built. Oh, no, it is built. We just need a little more wood to be able to send out foragers. New day dawns and our people are off to work. What happened this time? Basic facilities, telegraph station. Now we built enough of the basic resource infrastructure, we can set about bringing more people and steam cores from England. To do this, we have to build a telegraph station. I see. All right, so we'll need a telegraph station, I guess. This is functioning. How do we do this? No resource selected. So let's have them bring in some wood. Because wood seems to be what we're running out of the most. So we'll have them work on that at the moment. We have plenty of housing right now. Let's go over here. We have still not enough wood. Ooh, we have a problem. We've tapped out our wood supply. So we definitely need that ship to come in with some wood. That's not good. I can't even build a lumber mill. I'm one piece of wood short. I wonder if I can destroy something. You know what? There's a little bit of excess road over here. We can go and we'll break this up. Then we got a tiny bit of wood back. Okay, that got me up to 10, which is enough to build a lumber mill. Or the sawmill, rather. The sawmill needs to be connected to a road. If we put it over here, we can get something. If I put it over here, I can get a little bit more. I'm going to have a problem because I can't connect this thing to a roadway, I don't think. At least until the ship arrives. So I guess if we set it over here... The road goes right to the end of this tent here. It might actually be enough to cover that off. This one does not, though. Let's try here. It's coming up green. We'll see what happens. We're not going to have a lot of lumber in range of this thing. But at least if they can get that built, we'll gather a little bit of wood resources in. And then when our first ship arrives, we'll have some wood from that, too. Indignant engineer. An engineer complains to you. Sir, it seems I've been mistakenly lodged in a tent full of workers. Now, you see, I don't have anything against workers, but they're quite loud and, well, the sort of smell. Just make sure that I get moved to an engineer's tent. Certainly, or no. Discontent will rise if we move the engineer, but you know what? Just make do, buddy. It's the end of the world coming. Sleep where you're put. Get over it. Alright, sawmill's finished. We have plenty of workers for that, so we get them going. We're kind of wasting resources right now. We have all kinds of workers available, which is really unusual for this game. Not enough work for them. Oh, look! The ship arrived. It's bringing in supplies for us. Got like the cranes going here. That'll lift all the wood out of the ship. That's going to stack up by the dock, and then people are going to have to go pick it up, I guess. But at least we finally have materials. It really didn't haul all that much, though. Profiles manufactured research is finished. Let's, what do we need here now? We can move on to the drawing board. That's going to take 50 wood, though, which I don't have. Yeah, that's going to present problems. Telegraph stations. Oh, they actually gave it to me automatically. I didn't have to research it, so that's helpful. Sawmill's hard at work. We've got 23. You know what? If I build another dock, I can actually get... I can get double shipments of wood coming in here. And I can always change it to steel or something later when I need it. But let's build another dock over here. Get our people to work bringing in supplies as much as we can. And we have another bill we can pass. Man, they come in fast in this game. Bare Knuckles bouts are House of Pleasure. Beat them up or love them down. I don't know. Hardworking people deserve all the relief we can provide, and some of them yearn for the pleasures of the flesh. Awkward. Nothing relieves tension better than watching a few rounds of an all-out slugfest. Sometimes fighters will get hurt. They reduce discontent, where this prostitutes can be employed in the public house to increase motivation. Yikes. Let's go with the burial stuff, maybe. So, burial on site. Let's do it. Well, if we repatriate, it's going to take wood. Maybe we could work first on keeping people alive. Let's do some radical treatment. We'll try to keep people alive as much as we can. It's not going to make them very happy, but in the short term, anyway, it won't. In the long term, maybe it will. We should be saving lives. I just hope they won't cut off my leg if I fall ill. Well, don't make your leg fall ill, I guess. What happened now? Word of advice, Forger's Quarters. Sir, now that you've built the first Forger's Quarters, you can direct the Forgers to explore the plains and set up the foraging camps, which will provide us with raw food. See. Well, I'd like to do it now, but we're kind of low on materials. We have enough though. Let's set the boat. Oh, okay. This takes us to the world map. All right, so we have our first set of foragers, and this is the map we're working with. Look at all that water. It's not even frozen. It's great. It's a little frozen over here though. I gather this snow is going to keep creeping our way. We'll see what happens. But this is our construction site. We'll send our foragers off to reindeer tracks. We'll see what they can find. Alright, so we'll send them to the reindeer tracks. Hopefully they come back with some good food. We have workers building this now, finally. We have another shipment of wood arriving, which is great. Oh, I have to assign workers to pick it up. That's kind of a thing. Wasn't entirely expecting that. I thought the workers that were in the docks would just take it over, but I guess 2 different jobs there. Second dock is built. Let's get that staffed with some more people, and we'll set this up for wood orders as well. We have a fair amount of steel right now. We are definitely going to need more, but in the meantime, wood's my top priority because we're using it for everything. So we get double shipments of wood coming in. That should help speed things up there at least a little bit. Foragers reach the reindeer tracks. Let's see what they find. Partially eaten reindeer carcass lies in a circle of trampled, blood-stained earth. Tracks lead further. Well, they didn't find food. If they move on, I mean, are they going to find more reindeer, or are they going to find Wood's nesting place? Dozens of birds circle a solitary rock outcrop far ahead. Reindeer tracks lead towards a wide stream glinting in the sun. Yeah, let's go check out the nesting place. Maybe we'll find like some eggs or something there. Okay, we need that bathhouse, or I'm going to have a problem. 40 wood and 20 steel. Wow, we need a whole lot more wood. They are at least picking up the wood pile from the docks now. Hopefully there's a way later on we can get this so that they'll pick it up automatically and we don't have to dedicate workers to going and getting it. $30, $40. All right, good. Okay, so we have enough to build our bathhouse now. Let's maybe set that up out here. We'll put it right over here where people are going to be sleeping and stuff. Hopefully this lumber mill will chop down most of the trees here, and then once we're done with it, we can deconstruct it. That'll make a little more building room here, and we'll move it somewhere else. This is both wood and more building space, both of which is good. We get 15 workers on those things maximum. Drawing board will expand and let us move on to the next level. We need 50 wood in order to build that, so probably shouldn't do that just yet. Again with the Book of Laws. Administration, whatever. The care house. The gravely ill and amputees will be cared for at low costs in special homes. Alright, we'll have to build a care house, but that's alright. We'll keep people alive, hopefully. Yeah, care house isn't too bad. It's going to cost 25 wood. That could be worse. We're up to 60 wood now, so that's good. Let's try and start focusing on some of these other things. So the public house we definitely need. We'll put that... Kind of wanted it to be in range of these houses here. I don't know if it has to be close to buildings or not, or like living quarters. Can't build back there. I can build here though. Nothing says safety like having your pub right next to the wood mill, but we'll put it there anyway. Glutton for punishment. Extend the road up there. That'll take care of that. What else have we got here that we can build that we haven't done? So profiles manufacture. A plant where universal structural profiles can be produced. Takes 30 wood and 10 steel. Bathhouse established. Motivation rises. Thank you, people. Now you can get clean. I can stop smelling you from over here. We should... Wait a minute. Build and activate the fishing harbor or set up a foragers camp. How do we do the foragers camp? I mean, I got the building here, but I'm not sure exactly how to do that. Alright, pub's in progress. That's going to need workers, which we don't have. So, as much as I was talking about having all those workers, now we kind of don't. That didn't take long. We need a telegraph. If we build one of those, we can get some more people out here. Telegraph station, we might as well put it over here near the dock. Actually, if I stick it over here, I can... Whatever, we'll stick it here. It's fine. I don't know if it's going to be in the way or not, but... Hopefully not. We'll find out whether we need to staff it, too. Nesting place. This inaccessible rock is a nesting place for numerous birds, and the grounds around it covered with fish remains. So, what? We got nothing? Oh, Oh, I had the opportunity to search the area and I missed it. There's nothing more we can do here. All right, well, I guess we can move on. Bald Hill or Lake Full of Fish? See a light, it says reflexes, but I think it means reflections. On a large body of water in the distance, birds flying from this direction carrying the fish. Well, let's send them over there. It seems like there's actually going to be food there. Can I actually? No, there was nothing more I could do there. All right. I thought I might have missed an opportunity to search, but apparently I didn't. Telegraph is off. The line is open. Good work on setting up a construction camp. Now that we have a line of communication, use it to request resources. We will pay for what we can, but be aware that your camp is not the only project we supply. Oh, I thought this was the only project. That's interesting. There are 2 other construction sites in your area. Together, these generators will secure shelter for inhabitants of Liverpool. Should the worst happen, their fate is in your hands. Do not let them down. We shall succeed. Now that we have a telegraph station, we do have the ability to request additional workers, I think, which would be great because we could use a few more, even though I had some excess before. Now we're kind of tapped out, and I have to start taking people of other jobs in order to manage the different things that we have in play. So far, nobody's died. Everybody's healthy. We have places for them to live and sleep in, and we can start working on building the generator soon. We'll come back and check out the game some more another time. I'm going to have a link in the description below to where you can secure the game. Again, I think it comes out on January 21st for this DLC. The core game, of course, has been out for quite some time. You can get that on Steam as well. Thanks, everyone, for coming to check out the video. If you do enjoy it, please click on the like button. I'm, as always, CrypticFox. I'll see all of you next time.